several government agencies are advising their employees to ignore a demand from Elon Musk's Government Efficiency Office to justify their jobs. Musk set a deadline for today and said, quote, "Failure to respond will be taken as a resignation." Joining us now from Washington is Bloomberg's Tyler Kendall. So, Tyler, those are the marching orders from Musk, but we know that at least the Pentagon and the Department of Justice have told their workers to pause on replying. So what is the latest state of play here?
Right, Katie, conflicting information for federal workers. What this indicates to us is that none of these agencies were given advance notice before this memo went out. So we're going to have to see if we get more from the White House when it comes to whether or not they want to see ultimately these agencies to do this review. But big questions still remain about the legal basis that Elon Musk has in his capacity as a special advisor to President Trump to enact widespread federal terminations. But he does appear to have the mandate, considering that this memo went out over the weekend, just hours after President Trump said that he wanted to see DOJ get more aggressive. But when we were talking about the next steps here, particularly when it comes to a legal fight, we are expecting multiple cases to be filed, including the largest union representing federal workers has already said that they would contest any firings that come about as a result of this. And remember, it really could be widespread. Only about 20% of the nation's federal workforce is local here in Washington, D.C. and the surrounding areas. And often we talk about President Trump trying to shake up Washington institutions, but this really could have a more wider spread impact across the country.
One question I have is not the pushback that they're getting more largely, but actually the pushback, Tyler, they're getting between Trump's own aides and advisors. Amid the group that even sees DOJ as a potentially good thing for the government, what is the pushback that they're getting?
Right, exactly, Shonali. And we're actually really seeing this mainly from some national security adjacent agencies. I think the DOD, the State Department, also the FBI, now run by Kash Patel, considered to be a pretty staunch supporter of President Trump and also a critic of the FBI itself. So likely he would like to see some of these changes. But we're going to have to see kind of how that dynamic of power with Elon Musk as an aide to President Trump. Now, I would also point out, reporting on the Terminal New this morning from Bloomberg News, that some allies, including OMB Director Russ Voigt, who's now also the acting head of the CFPB, indicates that he might be concerned that Elon Musk is moving too quickly here and that ultimately that could open him up to legal scrutiny, which down the line could mean that these agencies end up standing as they are. We should say that a spokesperson denies that report, but it does show us what has become mounting tensions within this administration. And also, just important to note, a little more widespread, most of what federal workers do also impacts other employers. Think about how many federal workers give out when it comes to spending and funding that could go to states or other agencies around the country. So there really are multiple players out here that could be impacted.